So hello and welcome to the Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne. We are live from the Full Speed Event Studios once again, bringing you all of the action on what is the last week of OTE month on the Chaingang. It's been an absolute cracker. We've seen some great rides, we've seen some great performances, some fantastic teamwork, bringing everybody together, and it's great to have everybody back once again. Yet again, I'm going to be bringing the Chain Gang out on Facebook and on YouTube, and please do make sure you subscribe wherever you're going to watch it so that you get notified when it goes live. Don't forget, of course, we're regularly streaming all sorts of events from Full Speed Events. Now, not joined today, before we go any further, before anybody asks, by Emma DSing for the Aeonium Racing on the Zwift Race League tonight. So just yours truly. There's going to be a packed show because we've got a fantastic giveaway courtesy of OTE. And that giveaway is going to be of a fantastic starter pack on the OTE site for about £25. And it's going to be exclusively to the members of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. We will be firing, and in fact it's already running, the random number giveaway. That is going to be rolling along, and we will stop that. Each of our members translating as a number, and we will be stopping on some of those on the way through, so that's going to be on the way in. And I think over the course of this week, the members of the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, is a thank you from us and from OTE for basically keeping the show on the road. Well, we are going to be giving away, on average, I think it works out about on the odds 1 in 4.4 chance. 1 in 4.44 was the odds of taking away that pack for the members. So just about a quarter of the membership are going to be taking that away. Now we've got Russ just jumping in to the Chain Gang. Takes precedent if we do have a standby, of course, in the shape of Jimmy Allen in case it all goes a little bit wrong. But before we go any further, we might as well head into the map. Let's take a little bit of a check at where we're heading. We are in the Champs-Élysées. You can see it on the top of your screen up there, 46k, and courtesy of Zwift. As you can see, essentially the map that we've got in front of us. Let's pull that up big screen, and you can take a look. So we go basically off from the start, we go around the panhandle, and then we hit the orange line for the first lap. We cover 6 laps of 6.6k, plus we then run to the finish line, which is where the green sprint banner is. The total of 6 lots of 6.6 plus 1.3 is 44.1k, and that should give us a warm down of 1.9 kilometres. As always, whenever he is available, it is the man whose bright idea it was to bring everybody together, and we've worked together ever since. A pleasure to have yet again Russ, our yellow beacon, with us, multi-time national champion. Don't forget to jump onto Russ's social media. Just launching the Ride Up feature at the moment. Great new feature that Russ has brought out so that you can upgrade your bike along the way as well. So make sure you jump on to that and have a look at that, as well as the Rocket Espresso and all the other bits and pieces that Russ puts together. And of course, you can always catch up with him on the Chain Gang as well. Now, the map itself tells you all you need to know about the course. It's in the centre of town. We've all been around this, I'm sure, plenty of times. Russ in control at the centre of the bunch. The man who is in charge of our red beacon, well, that is due to be Johnny Two Dogs, a.k.a. John Lightfoot, the man who regularly races the Sherwood Pine squad. He's forever the Shram squad. In fact, a teammate of my stepson, no less at one point. It is John Lightfoot, great mountain biker, great rider, and on the Pinarello there, just out on his holidays. But John is going to have the fun of doing the kit, and Johnny Red Dogs will be very appropriate to today. So good to see you've got Johnny on there. Let's see if Johnny keeps on going. So Johnny Two Dogs, our airbrush master, and if you don't follow him on social media, you'll soon see why if you do go on there. So let's jump from that over across to our profile now. We've got to say a massive thank you to the team at VeloViewer. You'll see we regularly use them. Ben and John and all of the team at VeloViewer doing an amazing job. And got to say, it's an essential tool when we're commentating, also for reading and looking and seeing what the routes are like. Use it in conjunction with Strava. Make sure you get that membership in with them. So let's take a little look at what we've pulled out from that, which you can get whatever stats and information you want about this course. And we have gone over to looking at where we are on that loop, and we've got a 3D view as well. So essentially we've got the panhandle, and we've got the actual pan itself of the shovel. So imagine that you've got the flat section at the bottom with a little dip at the front, and then rolling up to the top of the handle, then coming back down again. It's key here to make sure our riders stay on. It's not just about going up the climb, it's actually about coming round the top and staying in touch all the way over the top. And that is really, really key on the profile. So our riders up and riding, and I've got to say, massive thank you to everybody who's jumped on. We are going to go over the 100 marker tonight. So a reminder, please, guys, if you are at the front of the group, you will not see the back. If you're at the back, you won't see the front. Everybody, without fail, unless they have a major fault and can't see anyone or anything and are about to crash out of the game, can see yellow and can see red. There are no excuses for that one. And you can see the message on Russ's screens that Russ puts up. So please, guys, make sure that you watch for those instructions from Russ. Really, really key to make sure you stay around yellow. The instructions are easy. Stay around yellow. It is always essential. Now, I think before we go too far, let's start by saying a massive thank you, of course, to the guys that you see up there. 1080. Extra discount of what are already the best prices and best advice on Oakleys in the business. We've got content, we've got some special offers coming up for you from them and from Nonnas as well. This is for the members of the DCG gang. Halo, of course, sponsoring our next month. That's going to be Halloween month of October on the DCG gang. Velasquid, of course, with big discounts as well as Gritty with the sustainable clothing. And, of course, our sponsor, particularly this month, that is OTE. All of our sponsors looking after our riders on the DCG gang for a month. You get the links. Don't go doing a mic and missing out on the ride because you don't happen to click on the link and register. Really essential to make sure that you jump on. So we are coming in to the countdown. Our riders are down on that grid. Let's take a little bit of a check. Now let's see just who's doing what down there. Let's see if we can take a little bit of a closer view of the riders down there. Now you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, just over on the side. Let's see if we can get a better look. There we go. There's Russ. So Russ is in his traditional Downey cycling coach kit. If we take a little bit of a view over the top there, you can just see that green band. Very reminiscent of the Thurcroft kit, which I think is what it is inspired by. On the Pinarello, of course. And Russ our beacon. Johnny Lightfoot, I think, is going to be a little bit further back. May well be in a red outfit as well. But you can see everybody is jumping on. Doing a great job, and look at the pack, really is filling up at the moment. We're on about 90 riders with about 30 seconds to go. We do expect it to go right the way over the top. Remember, we do have new riders on here. We've got Ian Lawrence as well on here. I think it's one of our new riders. Remember, key to this, make sure that you jump on there. And this is always the case. Jump on. Freudian slip by Russ. Yeah, make things not enemies rather than friends. Because we've got Neil on here. Neil from the Crosscast and, of course, from Gritty. One of the people who went to the Three Peaks to do what they can. So here we go. Let's jump in with our riders. We're going to run out and away from the start. And let's take a little bit of a check. So our riders having a set off and heading out here on the Chaingang. We're running in with Steve Wilson. The riders coming out from the pens. You can see that top right-hand side of your screen. And heading out now with the helicopter shot, just dropping people onto here. So here we go. Chance leading 3.2k. It's a length of 6 times 6.6k. 1.3 warm-up. Finishes at green banner. It's really easy. 107 riders. Remember, if you're on the front, you aren't going to see the back. If you're on the back, You are not going to see the front. It is key that everybody is in here. So just taking a little bit of a run down through the gang as they head out. You can see Tom Crapple, Keith Richardson, Eddie Douglas, Sean here just going to jump in with Johnny at the moment. And let's get that helicopter back up in the air as we start to roll down and just getting a little bit of a check. Johnny, of course, our rider. As we look at the side, so this is your red beacon for tonight. Johnny Two Dogs is going to be doing the business. And since the break, this is our highest number of riders onto the start line, and we do fully expect that to grow and grow. Of course, it's getting darker nights. It's going to be more and more tricky for our riders to get outside. And as you can see, as we start heading in and through, they're going to be heading in towards those tunnels. This is the warm-up to kick off first of all. So our riders just making their way around whilst they start to regroup here today. As they come in and around the turns, Johnny just trying to get himself on to the back of the pack at the moment, so that group, you can just see those riders just on the back. I was going to see that's how those guys go. 109. The interesting thing is, of course, there are different numbers showing on everybody else's screen. We've got 108 on here now, but this is why we register all the riders, because depending on your system, you won't know what is on there and who is riding. So Johnny just jumping in with the gang here and riding in with the pack. And I think as the group gets together, let's get ourselves the first of our giveaways going. Remember, this is courtesy of our beacon sponsors. This is OTE. Now, how this works, the members of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, we list them from A for 80 right the way down to W for Wayne. In fact, we have 2 Waynes on the Chaingang who are members. These are the people whose support is critical to making the gang happen. A massive thank you to everybody who has basically donated to the gang. Without you, we can't make this happen. We're going to say thank you. We're going to do that with the kit coming out to you here. And got to say a massive thank you to everybody who has helped us make this happen. Just doing a little bit of jiggery pokery with our screens here, because it looks like the upgrades through to the screens have jumped across a little bit. We've got upgrades actually on our broadcast as well. Now, here we go. The gang dropping down. Our yellow beacon just on the front. The gang coming up the other side. Johnny Two Dogs in there. Now, we are going to fire up our number generator. So, here we go. The number's rolling. Each rider has a number allocated from 1 right the way through. When it stops, it's going to stop on a number. 80 is number 1, oddly enough. We've got Wayne's down in the bottom of the numbers. So let's see what number it's going to stop on. Our first pack going out to Tim Leedy. Tim Leedy. Tim, you are our first rider who's getting a pack. So congratulations to Tim Leedy. Tim, one of our members in September. He's the first member who's going to get a pack from OTE. So congratulations, Tim. There's going to be a pack from OTE heading out your direction today. And we've got giveaways coming all the way through the week. So fantastic stuff, Tim. Congratulations. And we will see. So here we go. Let's jump in. Just jump in with Jeff Saysel. So, of course, we are going to be bringing you those giveaways all through the ride today. So I've got to say a massive thank you to OTE, doing an amazing job of looking after the members of the DCG gang. So Tim Leedy, Tim, congratulations. First of our packs from OTE. And that pack actually means that he's had effectively the month for nothing. Very nice. Thank you very much. And we get the support as well. Now, just going to take a look at our beacon group here. Looks like there's a little bit of support just coming back in towards the gang. So let's have a look. We've got Jimmy Allen just rolling his way back. We've got Jeff Saysal pushing on here. Johnny Two Dogs is in. Just rolling around with Miss Cookie. Miss Cookie in here. One of our regular riders. In fact, for those of you who didn't see, we had Miss Cookie join us in the studio last week as well. Is that I'm riding. Let's take a little bit of a look up the road. We've just got Andy Hawes in here. Good to see Andy's back on the Chaingang once again. So Andy working nicely at the moment. 3.6, I suspect, just making his way up into the back of the gang. So Andy's on his way. We are just making our way up. Remember, Mr. Nunn, it's 6 plus 1.3. K, 6 laps plus 1.3K, so really critical. Our riders remember that. And as you can see, the gang just stretching its way back together again. Just got to go take a jump in here. We're in with Billy No Mates at the moment. And looks like the rolling around. The next banner is indeed the finish. We are finished up at the top of the hill. Vin, you need to remember to read that email that comes out. Spaddown was writing the blooming things. I don't know. No need to worry about our riders not knowing where they are if they're a member of the DCG gang. Nice helicopter shot, we're quite sure. We've got a nice ghost. We've got the entire gang on the go. So here we go. Let's drop back down in with them. And maybe get the drone flying. So here we go. Yeah, so here we are up on to the climb. This giving our riders their first taste of the climb here at the Champs-Élysées. This is the gang on the way up here. Finn is just helping the other Matt who counted early. Thank you very much, Finn. I figured you'd do it. You teach you always do your homework, don't you? Honest, Gov. Right, so Billy Now Mates just nicely tucked in this group. Just starting to see a few little splits. You can see we've got Tom Hetton back in here as well. Simon Runner in here, just rolling in and around. You can see these riders really just starting to appear here. Looks like the back of the group. So looks like Gareth Lowe, Jeff Saysel off the back of the group at the moment. They're just having to push back on again. And this is why the gang have to take a little bit of a look back, and it's why you can't see the nearest riders. Remember, it's only the nearest 100 riders that you will see on your screens. And as you can see, we have a group detached off the back of the gang, and this is where it's tricky. This is where Russ really earns his money, because he can't see everybody on his screens constantly all the way through. So our gang are coming up the climb and making their way up and through. So here we go, Jeff Saso just been chaperoned back up towards the front. Looks like Steve Cannon's just up there. We're going to just drop back to our riders a little bit further back down. So it looks like Miss Cookie just squeezing on a little bit here as we go up on to the climb. So you can see that we've got riders detached from that main group, the back of the main pack. We've got 3 seconds behind. We've got the Jimmy Allen group behind him. We've got Steve Cannon in the green, just squeezing on. Got Lowe having to push his way up this hill, trying to squeeze in. Don't forget, we've got Johnny, Two Dogs, and the gang through. So remember, the finishing line just up ahead of our beacon group at the moment. And as you can see, our red beacon with Miss Cookie and Johnny Two Dogs rolling the way up at this climb. And they're going to be going up through the, what is the finishing line? It is a hill, believe me. So here we are. This is our finishing line on here. This is where our riders will know that they've come to a stop. So let's see how they are going when we get in there for the finish. Let's jump into the back of the pack at the moment. So you can just see this group starting to make the way around the around the Eiffel Tower. That was the previous event for the XE. Around the top of the Arc de Triomphe. So 111 riders now and counting. So we'll just sort of watch our riders on the way around this top of the Arc as they come in and around. You can just see 1 or 2 riders detached. There are riders in between that group that is leading its way round, and our red beacon group on the way through. Remember, you can only see the 100 riders nearest to the front. So if we drop in with the back of this group, oddly enough, we can pick up the front of the group. So it looks like Lowe just making contact and onto the roll down. Interesting to watch a few people with these power-ups at the moment. So we've seen a bit of draft power-up going in at the back. We've seen some aero that's being used. We've seen some steamrollers being used as well. Very effective on this course, the steamroller. If you've got that, that is going to make a big, big difference. Good to see we've got Bevan Jones in here, Simon Booth, Lord Greg Pillsworth in here. Colin, that is going to be beefy. Steamroller flattens out the descent. Interestingly, we've got a few people using the anvils as well, which increases your rate of descent. We're going to try and drop down in. So steamroller, using the steamroller. I always use it on the uphill sections, but you've got to get it done and dusted on the cobbles. It doesn't help anywhere else. Great one when you're on the crit as well. It's a roller power steam. So very, very useful thing. So very interesting watching people. Remember, of course, we've introduced almost all of the power-ups in the duration as we've come in and through the off period. So basically it gives us a lot more in terms of randomness into the ride. Now, interesting, we've got good to see we've got Jess Rise Bikes. Jess, of course, the ASOS ambassador, along with Andy Hawes in here. Jess, you were missed at the Urban Hill Climb. Jess, of course, former winner of the Urban Hill Climb in London. And great event. Great to see so many people down there. Good to see a number of riders on DCG down there as well on Saturday coming in and through. So great to see the riders who are in the DCG gang down there. So here we go, just coming down past the pens once again. So just dropping down past our pens, going to be dropping down in towards the tunnel, just over the head there with that group. And it's looking pretty much all together. We just roll our way down, back in and through. Just try and jump in with Russ if we can. Not as easy as all that, I have to say. There's this big pack at the moment. That looks like pretty much most of the gang together. We're going to just jump in with our red beacon, but looking like pretty much everybody. Just looks like Richie Woodall going down there. Looks like one or two riders just getting a little bit of a jump in and out. It's always really interesting. So let's jump down on the cobbles with Richie Woodall making his way down this straight. So Claire Jessup on the ride, Tracy Seeley, the Terminator, on as well. At the moment, the man in pursuit is Woodall. We're down with our low camera angle down at the base here, just squeezing its way in and through. So this is one man who's clearly got plenty of glucose on board. He's got those stores all topped up. Don't forget, if you're a member of the DCG gang, you can catch up with a whole load of trade advice coming through from OTE in your email. And that's happened over the course of the last month. And OTE, of course, supporting the Chaingang all the way through the course of the September DCG. We're going to be really thankful for that, and looking forward to them looking after our riders. If you aren't a member, don't forget, of course, that all of our riders who've ridden have got a discount code in their confirmation email for the discount off the OTE products. But don't forget, of course, if you're a member of the DCG gang, they are giving a big discount, 20% discount all the way through the year with OTE, 20% from Gritty, 20% off Fellow Skin. Absolutely critical stuff and great to have them on board. So into the tunnels we go again. Here we go. Let's take a little bit of a check on our riders. So here we go. Looking good at the moment. Everybody all together. No real windups. Now, interesting, somebody played an anvil on the descent, still sitting on there. As it comes up the hill, it switches off automatically. A few feathers coming in. A few people putting the steamroller in on that climb. That's a good place to put it in over the top and carrying on and round. If you've got it and you want to use it up on the way through. And just in with that lone rider at the moment. So just taking a look over the top. I think John Garfoot using the steamroller there just to ease those cobbles off as well. So everybody having to do a little bit more thinking than when we only had the very basic power-ups on there. But at the moment, everybody looking good as they head out and around the course here. And no real problems for our riders by the look of it, which is good to see. So our riders on the way through, just going to be making the way round to the edge of the Tuileries Gardens before coming back on to the Champs-Elysees itself properly. Just interesting, we've got Rob Wimble on. We've got Andy Verrill back in with us again. Good to see Andy in now. Heart rate 142, 160 watts coming out from Andy. Well, the group behaving itself. Always like it when the gang behaves. So may well be time. Tell you what, let's give away some more kit. Let's give away some more goodies. So at the moment, we've got Tim Leedy already having won a pack that you can see on your screens of OTE products. So one set given away. Let's give away some more. Let's start up that number generator again. Here it goes. So the number generator is rolling. It's ticking away. Who is it going to be? If it drops on number 47 again, we will just go on. You can't get them twice. And it is one rider, one prize, so that as many riders get this as possible. So we are wanting to give away as many of our riders the kit. So here we go. The riders on the way up the climb. Let's have a look. Who's going to get the next one? It's going to be number 39. Rob Varty. Rob, you are our second winner on the DCG gang, on the Donny Chaingang tonight, the second member of the DCG gang to take a prize away here tonight. So well done to Rob. Rob Varty, you get those goodies from OTE. So that pack will be heading in your direction. So plenty of giveaways already. And lots of discounts coming out as well. So congratulations to Rob Varty and Tim Leedy. Fantastic stuff, guys. And enjoy the kit. I'm sure it will get used no problems at all. Let's jump back into the rider once again. So here we go. These riders looking good at the moment. That pack all together. So just diving in with Steve Cannon, just coming up the hill. Good to see that we've got Dazza in here. Now, one man whose legs should be exceptionally sore. It is my co-host of the Crosscast. It is Neil. He was down at the gravel race, down at the Gravel Champs on Saturday, then took a win. So fantastic to see that he's back here after his Three Peaks effort. Amazing stuff. Our OTE giveaway winners so far been celebrated there by Russ, and good to have our riders on here. Remember, the discount code, all our riders, irrespective of whether you're a member or not, have got a discount code. But of course, if you're a member of the DCG gang, you get an extra special one. You get 20% more than it's 5% for the standard riders. It is 25% for the rest of the gang. And that is pretty key to ensuring everybody's on there. Now, Claire Richardson in the gang here, a rider who we know we've got to watch out for on the way through. Very, very quick rider. OC Duo bars back in stock. I think one of the most favourite things. And I've got to say, being older and, of course, needing slightly more protein rather than carbs in when I'm out and riding, then I have to say, the salted caramel bars, absolutely, they are amazing. The Anytime protein bars, salted caramel ones, astounding. They're probably my new favourite of all of the bars at the moment over the OTE. Although I have to say the OTE Duo cookies and cream were just an absolutely addictive. They're definitely not good for me being able to go uphill just because of the sheer volume. You're not meant to eat a box. If you eat one or two, they're all right. But if you eat a box of them, definitely not good news. Well, the gang just a little bit strung out as it drops away from the top as they're coming around 12k on the clock. 20 minutes of riding, 77 metres of climbing done at the moment, and the gang riding well at the moment. So interesting to watch. You can see at the front, look, all those people that have got the anvils going, absolutely flying. Anvils make such a difference. You see people just not actually having to try on that descent down there of 3% because the anvil just rolls people through. And once we come into the moment when Russ gives that trigger, it is going to definitely change the makeup on this course because there's going to be a lot on the way through. So a lot of power-ups on the way through. 2 lines to get power-ups on the way each and every lap. So here we go. So the gang on its descent down here looks like pretty much most people together. Our red beacon already on the bus. The bus rolling. Johnny Two Dogs in there with Miss Cookie, and on that climb rolling at that 2 to 2.5. So let's see how they're going. It looks pretty good. Johnny in there and Miss Cookie side by side there on the climb. So you can just see it looks like Owens just being distanced, Beefy just being distanced on the way through. I think there's a few people having to use some serious oomph to get back on it at the moment. That climb doing some damage on the way through because if we drop back, you can see there's a number of riders distance off the front of that group on the way down. So let's jump in with Owens. I think Owens going to need to wait for the gang behind. They are coming, buddy. Let me take a look back. Going to be seeing the gang coming in from behind. Beefy, come on, mate. Squeeze on here. Colin, one of our real regular riders, just in trouble. So he's got to squeeze here. Just got to get into that pack. Question is he going to get on there? Is he going to get into the group? He's at 4 seconds at the moment. So at the moment, it is Beefy from Cycleways, one of our key riders, still having to battle here. It's going to be a big ass. Can he get himself back on? He's at 4 seconds off the back of the group. Here he comes. Can he make contact? I think we're seeing a few riders just dropping back a little. He's at 3. You can look at Beefy. He's having to put out 4.5 watts per kilo just to catch up with the group. A great pursuit here. So here we go. Let's jump up over the top. Beefy Colin from Cycleways just about into the back of the pack. Looks like Thomas Crapper just dropping back to go help him out a little bit here. So here we go. Just jumps in. I've got 114 riders actually on the Chaingang on my screens at the moment. So well done to Beefy for jumping in there as he goes in and through. So currently 24 minutes 34 on the way through, looking good at the moment. Matt Nunn, our official lap scorer, just tucked on the back of that group. You can just see the gang on the descent here. So that descent here in France complete for this main group as they start to make their way down. They're going to be heading down and into the tunnels. Let's get our drone just up so we can just avoid clipping the top of the tunnel on the way down. Here we go. Going to go right up close to the ceiling. And you can just see Matt rolling his way through now. Interesting to watch those power-ups coming in. Number of those steamrollers being saved for the ascent up here. And you can see them coming in. You can see those feather flags going in as well as we come in and around that corner. And you can just see that pack looking good. So the gang coming up and over. A few of those power still being put to good use as the riders come through. And let's have a little bit of a check back. The chasers on that December, it's the Red Beacon group going well. Now let's have a little bit of a look up the road at everybody else in that pack and all together. So the pack's back together. Everybody managing to stay together. Do you know what? Time for another giveaway. Told you we were going to give our members a load of goodies here today. So we've got another giveaway, another pack of the OTE starter pack coming out. So we've got anytime bars, we've got gels, we've got fluids, we've got hydro tabs, got duo bar in there as well. Got a bottle in it. The starter pack going out, and it is brilliant to have the support of OTE. Who's going to be our next rider to get some? So more OTE goodies going out to the members of DCG Gang. This is effectively the same cost as the membership. The roll round is on the gang as they go in through the gardens. The random number generator is rolling. You know the score. If you've been watching, it is going to be who's going to be getting the next pack of goodies. So what number is it going to stop on? It's stopping on number 37, Pete Drabble. Pete Drabble, number 3 tonight. So Pete Drabble. Pete, one of our regular riders up on the front. So Pete going to be getting another pack of OTE going out to Pete. So congratulations for Pete. You win that big starter pack coming out from the gang there. So well done. And congratulations. Great to see another rider benefiting, a member of the DCG gang who keep the show completely on the road. So well done. And you see the pace picking up here. So helicopter just up in the skies at the moment, up over our riders. They make their way up. And, it's an unusual shot. We don't normally stay with a helicopter quite this long, but it does give us a great shot, and you can see that climb, that ascent here as our riders go through. We're going to jump back in with the riders once again. So Mike Killingsworth in here, one of our fantastic beacons from the Bruce. We've got Wangers in here from the Barnsley Road Club. Now let's have a little look at the climb here. Is it starting to string out? I think the people who are on the back are going to be the riders in and around us. So the riders on the way up here. Pete Drabble wins our next OTE prize exclusive, as you can see up on our screen. And Hecton just rolling at the back of this pack as he come up the climb. A very fast ride, and probably going to be stretching his legs out again. So Macnon on the countdown for to go on here. Currently 30 minutes of riding complete, 17.8k complete, and the ride not too hot. We've not shed too many bodies off the back at the moment. the moment Tom Lindley in there. We're just going to drop to the back. I think the one rider we have dropped is going to be Owens. So Owens just distanced. And that's Dave Owens. So Dave at the moment, he's got 150 to the leading group and about 240 back to Johnny Two Dogs, our Red Beacon, who's sweeping from the rear of the group. Andy Singleton just in front of Jess Evans, and now's the time these riders have to squeeze on. If we take our helicopter over the top, you can see the beacon is near the back of that pack as they come around the top. Let's move our map view so we can see it in 2D, and you can see how spread out that group is over the top. If there are any gaps coming over the top, this is where they will end up in trouble. They've got to be able to push back on to squeeze back into the group. And as we come over the top, you can see the splits have formed that time around as they come over the top with that back of the group. The front of the group, though, looking good on its descent. So the riders looking very, very smooth as they make their way down and through, just in with Tom Lindley at the moment. This group riding well. Our yellow beacon just tucked down in there, and the riders are looking very good indeed. So our new Swift update just making life a little bit difficult, just hide it out the display. And you know what? I've seen it so many times. Don't need to tell me. I know it disappears. So here we go on the descent here on OTE a month. This amazing venue of Zwift that is uniting riders from around the world, all out and riding here today on the Donny Chaingang, and some great sights as our riders come piling down and through. You see a few people just dropping down into that super tuck position as we start to make our way in and through that group almost all together as our drone just takes a little bit of a U-turn. Dodge the trees, a bit dodgy flying from me there. Apologies. So on that descent at the moment. So just going to roll across. Take a little bit of a drop down, but those riders on that descent, it starts to level out. Our red beacon goes in the opposite direction there and up on to the hill. Our red beacon heading off in the opposite direction. Our yellow beacon, though, is up near the front of the group, but because we are focused down near the back, we can't see everybody on that screen. At the moment, it is our yellow beacon just squeezing his way up near the front of the group. If we jump in with Russ, here we go. You're going to see plenty of riders behind our yellow beacon as he comes down here. So Russ looking good at the moment. The riders in that pack are just clustered around our yellow beacon, and the back of the group not in sight. If you're at the front, you can't see the back, and if you're at the back, you can't see the front as well. So let's drop our screen back in again. You can see that huge volume of riders coming in and through. Russ holding that pack together, but you're seeing bodies just start to be dispatched off the back. We're going to roll our way through this group. And as we do so, you can see it's very, very tricky actually to get to the back of this pack. So let's have a little bit of a check now. Who's going to be rolling near the pack? We've got Bramman just on the back of this group. So just got to squeeze on here. And it looks like Hurst has gone front to back pretty much as he gets pushed backwards here. And we'll just have a little check on these riders that go through, but looking good. So let's get that helicopter up. That group almost the same all the way through. Let's have a little bit of a check down the riders. So Jess Evans, I don't think in trouble. Johnny Two Dogs is our beacon at the back. He's on the climb. Looks like Owens on the descent down. The gang of themselves coming around very quickly indeed. And you can just see our riders making this look easy at the moment. Nobody really in major trouble. people getting shot one by one on the way through. So into the tunnels we go. Dale Williams holding this pack through. I'm going to stop. Let's get our useless update screens. You can tell we've had that done way too many times to us. But oh, look at that. Hide the display. Yes, we know. So here we go. Riders up over the other side. You can just see the gang looking good as they come around those Tuileries Gardens. Lots of thumbs up draining down. Lots of riders looking pretty smooth on the way through. Pete Drebble winning prizes so far. Rob Varty doing the same. Tim Leedy doing the same as well. Do you know what? We're back together again. Let's do another giveaway. Let's bring our riders back on to the screen. And some stats up for the distance at the moment. We're just doing with Dale Williams, and currently at 36 minutes of riding. Time to do another giveaway. Well, let's get the motor rolling on our number generator. More OTE going out to our riders. So the number's rolling. Who is it going to stop on? Where are we going to be when it hits the button? It's going to be number 14. So that is going to be the Wolf. The man who stands in for Russ Downing, the one and only Jimmy Allen, has taken a win. Been a while since he's won the DCG. So Jimmy Allen, the Wolf, is the rider who is going to be getting the big pack of OTE goodies. So well done, Jimmy. We're coming from Jimmy. Congratulations, Jimmy, as he gets the next bundle of prizes. So our riders on the way through, and more OTE goodies going out. Some fantastic stuff, and just giving away, I think we're giving away just over £100 worth of kit. So well done to Jimmy, taking our next prize here today on the Chaingang, on the Donny Chaingang, here live on the Donny Cycling YouTube channel, on the Full Speed Events YouTube channel, and of course going out on our Facebook group for the Donny Chaingang as well. Our riders are motoring the way in and along here. So nice riding by everybody. Looks like one rider with a dropout at the moment. So just watching that. It could well have been a little bit of a changeover now. We're just taking a little bit of a look across. One of our young riders who was in first time with us last time round. Good to see he's in here once again. Because this young man from Johnson Wheelers took the Scottish champs at the weekend. I think it's Crit champs at the weekend, if I'm not much mistaken. So well done, buddy. Another good ride. Will he be in on the way through? Let's see how he's going to go, and is he going to be in the mix at the end? So great riding by young Mr. McLardy on the way through. So well done, mate. Good to see the Chaingang. I'd like to say that we've clearly responsible for Ruben taking the win, but Ruben taking that due to talent and lots of hard work. Just the icing on the cake, racing long in the gang at the moment, and then having to give it a hammer on the way through. So our riders are working well at the moment on the climb here, heading up towards the top of the hill. Let's get the camera up. We're just watching Mr. Briggs in that squadron outfit on the way around. Just taking a little bit of a check down the bottom. So here we go. Taking a check, this is the finish line when we come around the end of the ride, but heading in and through, 3 down, 3 to go. Matt Nunn, you are doing sterling work, young man. Again, good to have Matt doing the counting, and again, another fast start as we go through. So we're getting quicker and quicker and quicker each time through, which is great to see. So that ramp starting to take into effect. It is indeed a sprinter's climb up here. It's about not doing too much work on the way through. So it looks like Jim Flynn just squeezing on. This is the point you've got to push. You've got to use those power-ups here to really get yourself stuck into the back of the group, because this is where you can be in trouble. If we take this camera up and take a little bit of a look around here, you can just see, we can't see the front of the group. There are riders in front of us, but we can't see them because we're over that 100 rider limit. So in fact, there's probably 10 riders off the front we're not able to see at the moment. And looks like Jim just getting in trouble here. Looks like Jeff Saysel is in trouble as well. Jeff in here in that Continental kit puts a big dig in here. Look at these numbers here. 457 watts came out from Jeff. He's got to work now, and he's got to work hard, because if he doesn't get on quickly, he's going to be in some serious trouble here today, because he's got to really, really move. It is indeed hillier than Tempest Future, and I think Jeff just calling it a day on that chase there. Now, next rider's in trouble. We've got Jones here. I think he's in trouble as well. So at the moment, Chris Jones having to put in that anvil. Now watch what happens. In he comes, and we're going to track him all the way down here. So he's put that anvil in. He's doing 1 watt per kilo, 1.2 watt per kilo, and look at the momentum he's making. He's absolutely pinging his way down here into the group. He's doing next to no work here at all, and the anvil is taking him through now. Once Russ gives the signal, that is going to be very telling indeed. Who is going to have that? And as they make their way in and through. So a lot still to happen here on the Donny Chaingang with me and Matt Payne, led by Russ Downing. With our red beacon, Johnny Two Dogs in action, shepherding at the back of the flock. And remember, of course, we've got lots more OTE goodies to come out as well. Plenty of OTE stuff to come out to our riders, the members of the DCG gang. They are the people who keep the show on the road. They enable us to keep putting the ride on the way through. Quick reminder whilst we are on here. Quick reminder for you. The WOW DCG, the women's only Wednesday DCG, will start next week. We've got some great routes coming up. Now, WOW DCG will hit next week on Wednesday. Women only Wednesdays on the Donny Chaingang. We have 4 great guest yellow beacons for the start of the WOW DCG. It's going to be kicked off by Cam's Basso rider. That is going to be Sammy Stewart, regular on the Chaingang. Then it's going to be the rider from the Pro Noctis squad. This is Millie Skinner coming on, one of the Downing Statement coach riders. Then we've got our second Cam's Basso rider. That is going to be Becky Story. Only the one and only Becky Story coming and joining us as our yellow beacon on the WOW DCG in week 3. And then it's the return of Alison Kinlock, first time on the 3 Peaks, but back leading on the 4th week of the WOW DCG. So we've got Sammy Stewart, we've got Millie Skinner, we've got Becky Story, and we've got, of course, Alison Kinlock. 4 great riders leading the WOW DCG in October. Make sure, if you can, if you are one of our women riders, jump on to the WOW DCG and make sure you jump in. If you're one of the guys, well, you can't join. But what you can do is watch it live. It will be coming out, streamed out to you on the Full Speed Events channel, YouTube channel, and the Donny Chaingang Facebook page, and the Downing Cycling YouTube channel. So that is now going to be happening from next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Every single Wednesday, something to watch if you are not riding, something to watch if you are riding on the way through. So please, guys, make sure you jump on. Tune in, and don't forget, of course, the WOW DCG is back in October. It will run right through to the end of March. 4 amazing guest yellow beacons going to be out on there. Expect to see potentially a guest appearance from Emma down in the studios. For those people that don't know, Emma unable to ride at the moment, and that is quite simply because she's down with long COVID, gone from being on the Nationals podium and riding everything that moves and putting in some of her best performances in the spring. At the moment, her heart rate goes up through the roof, walking down to the downhill to the shops just to go get some fresh air, and her heart rate what would be a level 4 ride. Good to see that Jess Evans is looking forward to the Wild DCG coming back. It's going to be on those Wednesdays, and looking forward to having. I think we should get Jess to do a guest yellow beacon slot as well. I think Jess will make a great yellow beacon, holding the gang together. Come on, we know that Jess can chat, let's face it. So Dale Williams in here. We're on 46 minutes. We are at 28.6k covered. So Tom Lindley tucked in here, no surprises in there. I see Tom sticking with his traditional orange kit, makes my life much easier. As we take a spin around over the top of this group now, starting to see a little bit of a tail forming at the back of it, and that is just because of the speed and the pace that is on there. Now looks like Dave Hodkinson out of the running here, so good to have Dave back on the ride once again. Another of our regular riders on the Donny Chaingang, and good to see him in here at the moment. So looks like Kai Hurst, and the go has gone. Hurst is at the back, the go has gone. Now's the time to put the pressure on. You can just see Kaleo at the moment at nearly 8 watts per kilo. Steve Wilson's pushing on him. Vin Donahoe is on a charge. Let's get that Drocam up there. Look at the number of power-ups that are in there. There's a lot of people putting some serious power down in those level 50 socks. So here we go, underneath the banner, underneath what is the lap and marker for the standard lap. But remember, we finish at the top of the hill just to make life interesting. And what was the best blob in the business is now the most strung out piece of cheese you've seen. It's stringier than the cheese that you'd see down at your local McDonald's. It is absolutely smashed apart here, and you can see the pressure is on. We're on this drop down. We're in with low at the moment, but it's Bevan Jones again who is leading it out. Jones, who's been so aggressive, is right up on the front. Over the top goes low. Then we're starting to see a little bit of a move. Interesting to see Tom Hepton's made this. Evans in here, Lindley in here, Dench is in this mix. This is super quick. Let's see who's moving. So it looks like we've still got Ruby James in the mix here. So good to have Ruby in here. Ruby, of course, a national level podium rider, nationals rider on the cross off-road, and a very handy rider on-road as well in this leading group. As we come up on to the climb, kicking out 4.2 watts per kilo. Just going to take a little bit of a run back up. Ian Bale's in here. Kuslux is in here. Looks like Rob Varty's in here. Rob, of course, a winner on the DCG Gang exclusive giveaway. He's got a pack. Nobody give him a gel. This is a man who's got more kicks than we know what to do with. Now just taking a little bit of a look up near the front here. We're in with Dale Williams. Dale not with a power-up in use at the moment. So it's Bevans, followed by Lowe, followed by Williams. Now Dale Williams puts in the kick. He's put in the power. He's got the feather going. Is he going to smash this apart? He's going to get, I think, the fastest time in through the sprint for the day. Let's take a little bit of a check over on the other side of our screen. I know that the women's time is going to be in there. Dale Williams taking that fastest time through that sprint that time round as well, and in doing so has got himself a 3-second lead. Jones can see him up in front, so can Varty, who's sat in the middle of the pack. He's just taking a look through this. Hepson is in here. There is some serious power being put down here. Russ just scraping into the back of this group. And looks to me like Herring just hanging in there. Oxenham almost in touch. Jose Kayin, and this is where the damage is being done. It's in this back of this group. You can see it's a long, thin trail of riders to go round over the top of our red beacon. They've got one lap up on our red beacon at the moment. So Colshaw in here, Gale is in here. We're going to drop back and see who is going to be in trouble here. Looks like none. Our official lap counter is going to have to put in a massive dig here to get back in touch with that leading group. The gaps are opening. You cannot afford for that to happen on that descent. Look at the pace that is coming out of our riders here, and they've got to do something quick. If you don't do something fast, you are not going to get on to that group. Now we're starting to see some of our power-ups going in. I think that's an anvil. It is coming in over here. So we've got that anvil being engaged on the way down here. Not just one, it's two coming in from this group. They've got to really push at the front to get back in. They've got Ian Bale sandwiched in between. He's there. He's just sat up in there. Can Bale squeeze anything more out? We're in with him. You can see the group is coming behind, but the gap is at 2 seconds back to Dale Williams. And if we take a look back from Dale, this is going to be tough stuff for that group behind, because they are motoring down here. The speed's nearly 60 kilometers an hour, and the gap has gone on this group. We're going to just watch them come through. So this is our leading group going through. We're in with Craig Herring, 178 beats per minute. Gotta move, really gotta move, but the gap has opened. It's 4 seconds back to Bale's group with Scriven in there. We've got Gale in there. We've got Singleton in there. We've got, this has got to be Ruby Chase in there as well. Ruby has some storming form at the moment. I'll tell you something, Ruby is absolutely flying in this group here. This is our chasing. This is group number 2. So we've got group number 1 moving away. Group number 2, then it's 7 seconds back. Now 10 seconds. This is group number 3 on the road here. So this is our next group coming through. I think it's got Simon Runner in here. Crosscaster Neil's in here from Gritty. Stevens in here. Jess Rides Bikes is in this group as well. Vin Donahoe, Nick McDermott down here. Looks like Tukey a little further back. Rob Wimble a bit further back as well. Killingsworth, the Terminators in this group. Interesting to see that Tracy is in here. Complete with flat cap. Nice style, Tracy. Full style marks for Tracy in the flat cap. The Terminator T2 in the pack here. Daisy Freer just tucked in this group as well. Daisy doing a great job in this pack. So two of our female riders in this group working well and looking to help that group really motor its way in and through. But up at the very front of the ride, we are seeing some serious speed coming out from our leading riders here. And I think we've got Steve James in here. So Steve James starting to open the gap on the group 2 behind part of that leading pack of riders here for the Hope Factory Racing. Hope Factory Racing with some amazing results at the 3 peaks at the weekend. Great to see the legendary race living up to form. Congratulations to Rob, to Victoria for their wins. And of course, great to see Will Weatherall really coming good, taking a 2nd place in there as well. They've got 3rd place, a real host of riders all the way through. So here we go. This is our leading group coming down in towards the tunnels. Who is going to go for this? And they're coming in and through. So here they go, heading down. Remember, these groups behind are going to try and reform. They're going to try and repack themselves together. But this leading group at the moment, they have the distance. It's 15 seconds now to the chasing group behind. And look at the amount of power that's being put down. So we're just in with Oxenham at the moment. We're just watching them come over the top here. At the moment, this is super quick as they come up along here. Looks to me like Williams back on the front. Simon Booth is loving this course. It's a hard man's course. Booth is just the man for the job here. One of the real tough riders of the Chaingang, one of our regular riders. And Simon, of course, a key supporter of the Chaingang. One of those people we know is always going to be in the mix when we get to this. Jimmy Allen, winner, of course, of the OTE prizes in that Mondrian kit. Jimmy's gone for the full disc setup at the back, a deep rim on the front, but he's gone for the lightest one he can. Let's see how they go. In 18 seconds is not catchable, mate. Not in a hope in anything. No snowballs chance in hell. Are you going to pull back 18 seconds on the group in front? It ain't going to happen. Run it. Richardson, Hawkins, Wangers is in here. Forrester's in here as well. Peacock in this group, Scriven. Looks like Bailey in here as well. It looks like Ruby James in this group. And it is a big pack of riders. But is it going to be big enough? I don't think it is. There is still numerical superiority in the group in front. Remember, our leading group of riders, well, they have a substantial gap. We're going to work our way up to the back of it. It's 26 riders strong, the front group. So 26 riders strong on the front of the Donny Chaingang. A huge pack to be taken into any kind of finish. Who's going to take this out? Who is going to lead it in through the finishing line? Who's got the power left on board? Not long to find out. Time for me to do a bit of hydration. If you think I'm kidding, I'm definitely not. Always have it available and here as we make our way in and through. So as you can see, we aren't kidding. Comes in here as well. Another OTE set products. Use hydro tabs in the studio because it is blooming up down here. There's no other word for it. It's toasty down here. Almost as toasty as it is over there. Let's get back to the action. The riders on the DCG. So here we go. Dale Williams on his way in through that group. Who's in trouble? Which is somebody dumped an anchor on the uphill. And they've been saving that for the downhill personally. But let's see. So the leading the group are giving it some serious stick at the moment on this climb. Our time gaps going back from them. Group number 2 is now going to be at 33 seconds to group 2. It is going to be a minute and 16 to group 3, I think. Sorry, 53 seconds to group 3. Minute and 16 to group number 4 on the road. So if those are your time checks, you know where you are in that pack. And just really interesting to watch these riders in action as they come up here. Pritchard in this group. Who's going to be putting those power-ups in now? Because this is where it really does show. Just watching Russ, just give it a little bit of a squeeze and the sparks coming out. Remember, don't use the Ghost Avatar if you've got level 50 socks. It don't work. Everyone can just see the sparks going down the road. It looks mega, but you aren't going to get away with the secret. So here we go. Riders on the push up here. This is that nasty little kicker. 4% comes in. Williams is giving it some. Varty is giving it some. Booth is giving it some. Williams is looking, I think, to beat that time. 12.88 was the fastest time before. It's 12.4 this time round. It's even quicker still. Dale Williams setting a marker down and making it look like he's got plenty in those legs. So we are just in with Dale at the moment. He's opened the gap on the riders. You can see that they are blown to pieces now. Remember, this was just over 20 riders strong as they came over the top. Is it 20 riders strong? It is not 20 riders strong. We are in with 4th place at the moment. Varty's in this group. Lindley's in this group. I'm just going to take a check. I think Russ is the last rider in this group, 12th place. So 12 riders. We're on 20 plus riders. We're now on 12. The question is anybody going to join behind? Hepton has missed that split here. Tom Hepton has missed the split. I think we're just going to double check. It's showing us as being in this group, so he's not missed it. And it looks like our screen's just having a little bit of a mix on the way through. Apologies for that, Tom. And Tom having probably a no doubt having a massive panic. I think it's going to be Pritchard who is left wanting it. Is Pritchard in the blue here? He's in 13th place. Russ is on the back of the pack. There are 12 riders in this leading group now. So the leaders, 12 riders broken by the pace that was put in there. And Jimmy Allen is ensuring that nobody can get up. You can see that anvil over the top here. So that anvil coming in onto the descent. They are pulling clear here as they make their way down this slope. Just see Varty use it as well. And that gap is open. Pritchard is at 6 seconds. And I think it's 8 seconds now. It will, if it's not, it's going to be very shortly. The question is, can they pull anything back here from this group? They can see the group behind. If they take that rearward view from Tom Hepton, who's just on the back of the pack. We'll take a look up. This is group number 2 at the moment. It's a select group. There's some very big names in here, but they've not managed to make the group. I think one man whose legs have fallen off, Craig Herring. Now, should we say the flippers have fallen off as he drops down, or is it Finn's? As he heads down that hill, Matt Nunn in the group behind. This group could catch him here, so this is Nunn in this group. I think we've got Ruby James in this group as well. It looks like Shelley Childs is in here as well from one of our key supporters. That is in the shape, of course, as Continental. So Russ just telling everybody that they're coming back towards him. Let's take a little bit of a check on the group in front. This group with Shelley in here from Continental. They are going to pick up their next couple of riders if they can just keep that squeeze on. Let's see how they are doing. So they're currently trying to work their way up. They're going to pick up the riders now. It is about 40 seconds up the road to group number 2. But look at group number 1. They're in trouble here. They could be in real trouble. They're going to get caught here. And OZK is going to make this win. This was 12 riders. It isn't anymore. They've come back together. What a mistake to make. Oh, my goodness me. They have let them come back now. The riders got shelled for a reason. Don't get me wrong. But this is telling now. We are on 40.6k. Remember, we only have the run up to the banner at the top to do. The question is, who is going to be able to take this out? The group had split, but it's back together again now, and it is going to be key what happens on those tunnels, because this is where that group comes in. It looks like Dalglish is in here. Well, interesting. Dale Williams is tipping Bevan. I wouldn't bet against him on this hill. Bevan Jones can climb. Rob Varty's got a good kick on him. But will this be the place he wants to jump? We've got Tom Lindley. Lindley's good on this course. Do not discount Tom Lindley. He's improving all the time. One of those riders who keeps on giving us those numbers on the way through. So this is our leading the group here. Pritchard having made it back in. Oliver, Lindley, Dobson, Dench in here. OZK in here. Culshaw's in here as well. Culshaw has the fastest lap time. So Gav Culshaw in the mix. Looks like Sadler in here. Ross is sat in. Surely somebody's going to kick on this little climb. The options are not many. And it's Ross who's going to go here. Booth goes. Varty goes. And Downing goes with him. Look at Downing. He used that steamroller to effect here. And he's really winding it up. They are all trying to go with him here. But can they hold on to the bear in full flight? Looks like Isaac Oliver has gone over the top. Now, this young man has put multiple digs in before, but he has waited and waited, and now he has a slight gap. Here he comes, Isaac Oliver on the front, one of our youngsters here. Varty is closing him down, though, and Varty is going to make the junction. And again, that little climb has decimated the back of the group, but the bulk of the riders have got over the top in one piece here. Well, who's your money on? Dale Williams saying it's going to be this man in the pink. It's going to be Bevan Jones. I wouldn't want to bet against him, but I don't think I'll bet against anybody who's in this leading pack here. Hepton in here looking good. Paul Simonite has been the man who has been really mixing it up. Apologies, the screen's just jumping about. Just trying to catch all of our riders. And Simonite is one of those riders who must surely be due a win on here. Very, very quick indeed. And they are leaving it late here because they're now going to come in and round and get themselves up on to the climb. So we still have the decision. Who is going to take this out? Who's going to take the win here today on the gang? Who's going to be the first over the line? We've also got more goodies from the wonderful gang from Annie, from Max, and all of the team over at OTE. So at the moment it's Simonite winding it up. Remember, we are going all the way up to the top of the climb here. Who's it going to be? Who is going to take this out now? Varty goes over the top here. So it's Varty going over the top of the gang. This is going to be very close indeed. I'm not sure who's going to get this. I wouldn't want to bet on anybody at this stage in the gang. They are absolutely ripping this up. Varty used himself a little bit of a sneaky power up there. He ghosted his way through. Now he kicks again. Isaac Oliver is on his heels, and Oliver is using the feather here. So it is Varty followed by Oliver. Now another power up comes in. This time it's another feather. It's coming from Bevan Jones, who is chasing onto the hill. So at the moment it's Varty in the black, Oliver in the multicolored neon jersey. Then it's going to be the rest of the gang. To be honest, it's the rest of the gang. There is no way of knowing who this is going to be. I wouldn't want to bet on anyone. Is it going to be Booth's day? Simon Booth must be due a win on here. Surely. Is the big man going to do it? Has he got the kick to see off Bevan Jones here? Behind, we're seeing a steamroller come in for low. We're seeing Williams now start to wind it up. That gantry is coming. Is it going to be Jones? I don't think it's going to come soon enough for Jones and for Bevan. The question is, will it be? Who's it going to be? Williams goes over the top. Williams has timed this. I think he's going to get this to perfection here. The kick is on. Williams, he's taken sprint win after sprint win. The question is he going to do it? He does. He goes over the line and just dies as he goes in. Then it's going to be Booth. Varty, Downing comes through, Low comes through, Lindley coming in and through. Now coming through thick and fast, then Tom Hepton coming through. Bevan Jones crawls through the line, followed by Simon. He gave it everything. It wasn't to be his day today. Then it's going to be Sadler, followed by Jose K. Wow, what a finish. Dale Williams, you are an absolute beast, because that is some ride. He's done sprint after sprint and then took that. So Jose K goes in and through. Russ can't see anything. I'm not surprised. Oxenham, everyone is crawling over that line. Pritchard comes through. Then it's going to be Philip Oliver. And these riders are just in pieces. There's nothing left. So after him, it's going to be Culshaw. And then it's going to be Dalglish coming in and through. Dalglish is going to round out the top 20. Dobson's going to be in about 21st position here. New max heart rate from Bevan Jones. I'm not surprised. I think there's some very poorly people out there. So going through, it's going to then be Kuslug, Steve James. And I think we're going to have Keith Richardson in this next chasing pack coming in here. So this is the run for the line. The question is, who's got the final sprint on them here? It's going to be close here. We're in with Craig Herring. Oh, so tight there. Billy No Mates gets it from Craig Herring there, and I think that is going to be another of our fastest rides. Claire Richardson, Claire, that is some ride. What a ride by Claire. Claire, you should be our rider running one of our WOW DCGs. We can line all these people up all day long because they are so fast. Now, next group on the way up here. Let's see who's going to get it. Brad Cheeseman has got the sprint on. Can he take it? That is the question as they come in towards the line. Brad, I think you're going to have this. He's coming in to the gantry. He's ahead of Kaleo, but I think it's going to be Brad who's going to take it as he comes in towards the line. So it is going to be Brad. Then it's going to be Kaleo, followed by Daisy Freer. Great riding by Daisy. Then Tukey, Forbes, Donahoe, Davis. Malin's going to come through. Nick McDermott, John Garford, Carl Johnson, Mick Clark, Rich Lemmead. Moore, Olsworth, Stevens, Jess Evans coming in and through the line. Good riding there, Jess, again. The guy's absolutely flying. Rob Wimble comes through. Neil from the crosscast. Neil, you should have no legs left, mate, whatsoever. I'm looking forward to recording the next crosscast. That's going to be on Monday. Looking forward to that. Tracy Seeley coming in and through the line. Look at ride by Tracy, the Terminator again. Now, next group on the way up this climb. Our riders spread out and around the group. And it is all about getting that pacing right. So, Purple running in here. Wolfdale, Phil, Mike, Salkeld. Here we go. Absolutely awesome stuff. Ronnie on his way up the climb. Interested to see nobody wanting to push too soon on here. Wallace has gone, I think, for the early one. The question is, can Wallace push it? Let's see. He's got the sprint line. Has he got the final kick into the finish? Here we go. He's got the gap. I think he's going to have enough over Lee, who is behind. So it's going to be Lee who's chasing. Dave Lee, I think, is going to come through behind Wallace. So it is going to be Gordon Wallace. And it's going to be tight here. Wharfdale feels... Whoa! I'm going to let you guys work out who took that on the way through there, with all of them coming through. Absolute brute of a route. Gibbo goes up and through. I think Russ is only just going down the other side. Andy Singleton's going to be in a battle. He's got on his heels Ruben here. Ruben, of course, taking that championship will win. Comes up on to the climb here on the DCG. And this is going to be another finish. Well done, buddy. Then it's going to be Singleton behind him. Briggs not all that far away. Then we're going to get a little bit of a gap back. So Briggs 79th on his way up here. So Briggs goes through. He's going to come through ahead of Andy Horse. Horse leading the pack out here on this climb. Horse is going to come through 80th. A man we know can be right up in the mix, but Andy makes his way in under the line. He's ahead of Ben Coking. And then behind him is going to be Amor. Good to see John on the gang as well. Good riding there, John. So John coming in and through. Then it's going to be Kirkham and Bramham ahead of Woodward. Dale Williams, I do prefer the flat finishing line. Yeah, right. Plenty of warm down for our riders if they get this right. There's going to need quite a lot of warm down. So next rider up onto the climbs to be Woodward. So Woodward in 85th position of our 114 riders at peak. It is a deceiving finish. So one of those moves that we really, really love. By changing over, the move to change from the orange line up, it gives us the right distance, the right timing. Anyone would think Russ and I spent hours and hours and days poring over the maps, the profiles to come up with all these bright courses. But you know what? Maybe we do. Yeah. We do. It takes forever, believe me, to get the right ones, to get the right mix. Next up is going to be Luke Cairns behind Kai Hurst. So Kai Hurst and Luke Cairns. And then it's going to be Dick Samore. Another good ride by Dick coming up to the line here. So Johnny Two Dogs, I think, has got a lap to go at the line this time around. Johnny will come back to you in a minute. So we go in with Steve Cannon. Cannon coming up to the line here. So Steve Cannon making his way in. Johnny, you've got another lap to go, mate. I hate to break it to you. He's gonna make him work here. I love it. He makes him work on his way through. So Cannon goes through. Johnny Tudors has got another lap. Lone rider on this climb. Then it's going to be Chris Jones. Then Verrill. Wow. It's warm down here, believe me, in the studio. It's going to be even warmer in those paint caves with the rides that everybody's put in out there today. Next two riders heading up towards the line are going to be Jones and Verrill. So Andy Verrill, stalwart of cycling in the UK and, of course, in Belgium, coming up. So Andy Verrill just ahead here of Jones. We're going to see a sprint between these two. Come on, Andy's got a sprint in his legs. I know he has. Has Jones got one to answer this? Jones has got a kick, but I think he's absolutely shot. That looked to me like he said, let's go, and his leg said no. So here we are. Verrill is going to lead him into the line. It's going to be Verrill who comes through that line first. Then it's going to be Jones who's going to come through immediately afterwards. Then I think it's going to be Ken Kerrigan. Another good ride by Ken. Well done, buddy. So Kerrigan is on his way through. Fantastic stuff. Then it's going to be Mark Grant. We've still got Jim Flynn behind and a few others out on the course. We can just jump in with Mark. Now, whilst Mark is on his way around the course, we're going to jump back across to our giveaways. Time to give away another great pack from OTE. All these goodies. I think there's a few people who want the recovery kit out here. Got to say, the protein and the recovery stuff, absolutely key. You want to keep on putting effort after effort. Make sure you use that recovery stuff from the team. That recovery, the protein powder, the absolutely essential. It just stops that ache, that pain immediately afterwards. Really, really key. So let's jump across to our random number giveaway generator. Our random numbers allocated out to the members of the DCG gang. Let's see who's going to get the next OTE set of goodies as Mark Grant goes up onto the climb. Who's going to take away that goodness? It's going to be number 35, Nick Rudkin. Nick, you are going to be our next winner. So Nick Rudkin. So still plenty of giveaways. Nick Rudkin, you are going to get this fantastic pack coming in your direction. And a massive thank you to OTE for that. Without that, it just wouldn't be possible. Massive thank you. So it is going to be Nick who's going to get those goodies. So as Mark Grant makes his way up this slope, you can just see those goodies from OTE on the side there disappearing off. That means that we put them in the basket, they're going to be heading in. Don't forget, of course, there is a discount code for all of our riders who ride on the Donny Chaingang. 5% standard all the way through September, so you can jump in and get that discount code. It's valid to the end of September. Don't forget, of course, in addition to that, if you are a member of the DCG gang, you will get yourself one of our great prizes from OTE in terms of 25% off. So 25% off for all the members of the DCG gang. And in addition to that, of course, we also have those prizes going out as well. So remember, join the DCG gang. We love to say thank you to our members. It's made possible by the people that you can see over there. By 1080, who give discounts on top of their already amazing prices on Oakleys. Best in the business, bar none. OTE, you know what they're giving away, loads and loads of kit. Gritty, sustainable sports apparel, often copied. There's only one original, it is Gritty. Neil and Caroline on the gang regularly. Neil just doing the 3 peaks. And Gritty with 20% discount for members, 20% from Velo Skin. What brilliant stuff. You know, if you want to sit comfy, if you want to make sure those aches and pains after today's chain gang are well and truly wiped away, then make sure that you use the stuff. Halo, of course, keeping the wheels and the hoops rolling, and looking forward to our Halo giveaway. And that is going to be in Halloween. That's coming up next week on the DCG gang. So make sure you join. Make sure that you get yourself onto the gang if you can. If you can't, don't worry. We totally understand. Things are tight for people. But if you can help us keep the cost down by joining the gang, then it's really appreciated. So Mark Grant on his way in and underneath the banner. And that leaves us 2 riders. Two. Even I can count 2 honest gov out on course. So it's going to be Jim Flynn, you see on screen, and Johnny Two Dogs. And these guys on their way. Jim on his way up the climb. Let's jump back in with Jim on the ride. Might yet give away another set of goodies as our red beacon makes his way. You never know. We might be feeling like giving away even more of that OTE goodies coming out to our riders. A massive OTE giveaway today, and we're going to have another one on Thursday for members of the DCG gang. So going to be really important. You jump on. Make sure that you grab yourself one of those. So here we go. Our riders on the climb here. Jim Flynn just making his way up the climb and heading in towards the finish of the DCG. Always a tough course here today. It shells riders very quickly. And definitely the case here today. We saw that group at the red beacon bus form very early. Now Jim on his way in. He knows that when he hits that green marker on the road, he's going to be at 150 meters to go, and that is going to be a critical point in the course for Jim. So Jim on his way now. Our drone camera flying up into action once again. And keep an eye on Jim as he comes in towards the line here. And putting another good ride in here, 90 revs per minute plus as he comes into the line. So amazing stuff done. Jim Flynn comes in and through the finish here today. So Jim comes through, and it's just that run down to the blue banner. If you're wondering why our riders don't finish at the blue banner, it's so that we can have a fixed point for our riders to finish out. That is a key. And that means that we then build in that warm down. Riders are notorious for not warming down properly. We deliberately build it into each and every ride. It also means that you can chat, you can put out your racing excuses, you can come up for the reasons why you didn't take the win, etc. But it is key that you use that warm down, guys. Make sure you warm down to the finish. Now, Johnny Two Dogs makes his way around the side of Tuileries Gardens. We've got to say a massive thank you to our red beacons. They're all volunteers, all jump on with the aim of supporting the rest of the riders. Johnny Two Dogs has been in action all evening long. He's been out there for an hour and 20 at the moment, and he's probably going to be hitting that hour 26 minute or so as he comes up to the line. Really key that we get plenty of red beacons. Let's share that workload out. If you are on the gang and you think, I could do that job, please do jump in, jump on the Facebook group and message Gail Phillips. Gail has got a thread rolling for our beacons. Really important, guys, that you make sure that you take part in that. It is key to the gang. The red beacons really do cement it's what the gang's all about, making sure that everybody gets in and through the finish. We see plenty of personal bests being hit, personal best times, personal best finishes, and that's only possible because of the encouragement on the guys. We've got a great set of red beacons coming up on the WOW DCG, and don't forget the WOW DCG is back next week on Wednesday. It's going to be kicked off by the legendary Miss Cookie. It's going to be our very first red beacon on the WOW DCG, and then we've got a whole host of red beacons. Great raft of riders who are great at encouraging everyone else. Please remember to jump on there. Don't forget, of course, we have our guest riders, our guest yellow beacons, and they are going to be people like Sammy Stewart, who's going to be our first yellow beacon. We're also going to have the rider from Pronosis. That is going to be Millie Skinner as our second yellow beacon, guest yellow beacon. Our third guest yellow beacon is going to be Becky Story, the one and only Becky Story is going to be with us. And Becky from Counts Bass, our regular on the Chaingang as well. And of course, we're also going to have the return of Alison Kinlock, who's already been our yellow beacon before, standing in for Emma when she has had to have a little bit of time off from racing. And this time around, unfortunately due to long COVID, unable to yellow beacon, but Emma is going to be with us in more than one way, still stitching together the rides, choosing the routes, doing the planning, and another huge variety. I've seen the routes that Russ has got in store for October, and when we add those and the women's together, it's an amazing raft. It's quite astounding over the years how many we've put together. So Johnny Two Dogs is on his way towards the line. To celebrate the fact he's on his way to the line, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give away one last pack of OTE goodies. The question is, will it be Johnny Two Dogs? Who I guess is, we don't know. We're going to see. It's going to be a member of the DCG gang. Let's fire that number generator up. So one last chance to take the win. Pace to watch all the way to the end. So taking away the final pack of OTE goodies, it's going to be Ian Bale. Ian from Bolsover as was, now moving to the Show Pine Squad. Ian Bale. Ian, you are taking away our final pack today. I'm not going to do any more because our last rider is approaching the line here today. So, Ian Bale, congratulations, buddy. You are going to take away a huge pack full of goodies from OTE. A massive thank you to Annie, to Max, and all of the gang. And of course, it is great to get those prizes going out. So thank you to everybody who is a rider who supports the Chaingang with that monthly donation. So a massive thank you to all of the members of the DCG gang who make it possible, and they are supported by the riders, supported by the guys over there. So it's been a warm, hot one today. 1080, OTE, Gritty, Continental, Velaskin, Halo and Nonners. Support the people who support the gang, guys. These guys are looking after the riders who are members of DCG gang. DCG gang donate and they keep the show on the road. They keep the wheels turning for us, and it means that we can keep on putting in the time to bring you the gang. So please, guys, make sure you jump on and get the gang supported. Make sure you support the people who support your sport. It's absolutely key. So Johnny just approaching that line. Let's jump back in with him. So Johnny Two Dogs, our beacon, our red beacon here in the Champs-Elysees, on his way up towards the line. Got more great routes coming up. Don't forget, of course, members of the DCG gang already know where they're going, where those routes are, what they've got in store. As Johnny Two Dogs comes in and through. Thank you very much, Johnny. So Johnny Lightfoot in and done, and starts to make his way around. And that just remains for me to say thank you, Johnny. We're going to let you disappear off into the ether. And as Johnny disappears off, please, guys, remember, make sure you support the people who support the gang. You can see him over there. Absolutely key. Next month is Halloween. Always a fun month. Some interesting routes on Halloween. Make sure that you jump on board. Looking forward to seeing what Russ has got in store on that. But before that, we have our last OTE one ride of September, and that is going to include more giveaways. So make sure you jump on for those giveaways. And don't forget, of course, make sure you subscribe. We'll be back on Thursday with the next Donny Chaingang. So from myself, from Russ, from everybody in the Chaingang, stay safe, enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.